and welcome to today's video. Today I made a short presentation for you about parental burnout, and there are a few facts and things that might help to mothers, first-time mothers, to mothers of young children, to mothers of twins and multiple children, to mothers of many children, and to all mothers that completely feel that time is passing by too fast for them, that they are not doing enough, they're not keeping up with all their obligations, and have a general feeling that they can't do this much more longer, or need a longer period of rest, in the general feeling of I want the world to stop for a week or a month so I would get rest, and then I will continue with my everyday activities with the family. Working moms are especially prone to burnout too, so this one might be of interest for you too. So first of all, let me tell you that as mothers, we are all committed to 2.5 work times in a week. So a mother typically spends more than 95 hours of work around children, around the house, around the home, and the everyday schedule of a family. So when I say typically, I mean sometimes there's more work, sometimes there are shortcuts, and there is less work, but the attention of the mother needs to be active or in a working mode for as many hours in the day and in the night. And this goes on without a break, 24/7, so obviously it can accumulate depending from other conditions, from whether we live with more family members or just us and the kids, whether we have the village we need around us, or it is restricted due to the pandemic or due to other conditions. Maybe you live in another city where you don't know anyone. Maybe your family, other family members have their children on their own, or are busy, or are not interested in helping you raise children, and so on. So in scenarios like this, people tend to get to burnout faster, and I want to share some of the things that are mainly in common for everyone who has parental burnout, and factors that may lead faster to parental burnout in case you have them. One of the main factors is having little or no support from the other parent. So this means if the father is absent, or the partner, if the partner is absent, if he works long hours outside of home, if his work includes a lot of pre-planned events, traveling, spending time away from home, and if his activities are, his free time activities are not ones that can be easily modified or rescheduled, or fit kids in the schedule. This is almost a downward way to parental burnout for the mother, and in rare cases where it is the opposite, where the mother is the breadwinner and the father stays at home with the kids, it goes both ways. Financial strain can really stress out and worry a mother, especially if she needs to choose whether she would be staying home with her kids or working to help out with the gap of the financial strain. It creates unnecessary inconveniences and uncertainty, and can well affect the mood and the stress levels of the mother. The younger your children are, more likely you are to feel burnt out because they need you more often throughout 24 hours. Their time alone, their time spent away from you is very limited, if any. They need you for every kind of tasks, whether it is changing, feeding, bathing, and all of this kind of disperses out as they start getting independence at some age, and then they need you less. Mothers who have a history of depression, anxiety, self-doubt, low self-confidence, and other mental and emotional states might experience burnout faster because one part of their mind is always checking out, always reserved for these conditions. So before becoming a mother, or if you are one already, you may find a huge relief if you address any of these issues you might have. Sometimes you don't even need professional help. You might want to read more about these conditions and just the awareness about the condition that self-diagnosis might bring to you may be just the amount of comfort you need, that there's nothing wrong with you, that there are people with these conditions and there are many of them in the same situation like yourself, a mother of young children, and that whatever happens, it's fine. It's you're not wrong. You're not bad. It's just how it goes for some people. Just the awareness of this might help out. Might help you release the feelings that you typically have, and of course, if you have the opportunity to reach out for professional help, that will benefit you more and your children more in the long term. If you have perfectionistic tendencies, then you are subscribed to parental burnout, because having 4 children in a house and keeping the house to look like no one lives in it is mutually excluding, and it is very, very hard to achieve, and most importantly, it is unnecessarily hard. As long as the place where you keep the children is clean enough so that it doesn't affect their health, and the way you treat them doesn't neglect them, then you're doing fine, you're doing perfect. You have to lower your standards and leave your perfectionism for some places where it could get more easily happening, like in your hobbies, in your workplace, in whatever you do during the day, like I don't know, the meals you prepare or how you dress them, or something that you can round up very easily. Another thing is having the habit to not ask for help, because sometimes help from other grown-ups can just look like this person sitting in the room with your children and observing if anything goes wrong. And that's the help. They can help with presence. They can help with bringing the child something, not necessarily something new, just not buying something, but just bringing them something from their house, like a book or an old toy or something that will save you part of the day, because the child will be preoccupied with this new thing that someone else brought. Sometimes help can look like packing the rest of their lunch and bringing it up to your house, so that in the evening when you're exhausted and when you still have to prepare something for yourself to eat, you can just dig in what they brought you. Sometimes it can mean when they are going to throw the trash of their own, and they see your garbage bin full of trash, they pick up yours and throw it too. Or when they're in the grocery store and they're buying some bread or some milk for themselves, they pick one for you, bring it to your door, and you give them money afterwards. So things like this can really help from the one living physically closest to you. And these are things that these people most certainly are not aware that they can do. So you need to communicate them, and having to ask someone for any kind of help might feel emotionally threatening, because you're showing off vulnerability, and because what if they say no, which is fine, it is the same as if you never asked if they say no. And what if they say yes because they don't want to say no, but they don't really want to work to do all that things? In that case, it should be communicated later on. And now I have a few more things that I want to mention. Social comparison, otherwise that is when you open Instagram and you see all these mothers who are working with their Instagram profiles, and you compare yourself with them. That is just like comparing yourself to comparing your looks to how models look, comparing your singing to how Madonna sings, or even comparing your medical knowledge to your doctor's medical knowledge. You see why I brought this in? Because there are certain things that are profession in a person's life. And what we don't see when we go to Instagram is that all these perfect mothers, the influencers and others, are actually winning their bread, earning this way. So it would be very lousy of a person who is earning through having wonderful clean pictures to have a photo of her messy home like we have in our homes, because what we are doing is just raising children, and working moms are working in another profession. So having, it can be a hobby to have a nice Instagram, it can bring you some pleasure, but trying to keep up with people for who that's a job is a lot, just like trying to keep up singing like Beyonce, or trying to keep up doing surgeries like your surgeon does, right? So it is not possible. What they do is for work, for money, and they invest all the hours in it, everything they need to invest to get it on a certain quality level, which is, if it's not your profession, it is absurd to try to keep up with. And another external factor is a limited support from family and friends, older people, people with conditions, health conditions and illnesses were disrupted to be able to help us because of the pandemic, so we had limited contact. Social distancing kind of became the norm, so kindergartens weren't working for a while, and this kind of added up for a parental burnout in the past. So this might also be a very it triggered a condition that we got used to, and it created a burnout that we didn't have the time to address and to heal from. So it is like we're getting back to normal with an unprivileged position compared to other categories of people. So anyway, you can do a lot about each of these issues yourself if you just start contemplating them from another perspective, like these things are harmful for me. It may not be easy to not compare myself to other moms on Instagram, or it may not be easy to ask help from physically near people. Or it may not be easy to find a solution for a financial strain in my family, or to make my husband spend more time with the kids on his own. But these things are all worthwhile, because even if you only take care of your children and not for yourself, and this is kind of an ingrained value for you, your children need a healthy mother to take care of them. So you better solve the problem you have with parental burnout fast and efficient. I will speak in next videos about some of the ways that you can help yourself with parental burnout, and hopefully I will flash a light on the importance of mental health during motherhood. Thank you for your time, and see you next. Bye bye.